Subscribe and hit the bell icon and never miss another video.
I've seen some shit on these shows and it's in the special. Like I've heard flushes, like one girl watching me, her roommate passed by just going, "Oh fuck, I hate that guy."
Hey everyone, this is MissMalini and I'm super jazzed that I get to talk to my friend Veer again. Hi Veer.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. You know, usually when we do these interviews, you get this long introduction and the other person just has to sit and nod for a long time. Like,
yeah.
But you are one of those people who needs very little introduction, but just for fun. Let's just say actually, let me do a different introduction for you. You are one of the nicest people I know. Not something people say about comedians very often, but you genuinely are. You're a good, happy, shiny, positive person. And most comedians are dark and broody, is what I'm told. Yeah.
So now that like one girl, you've said that I'll do something and I'll be cancelled in like 2 years from now. Basically, that's what's gonna happen. So
don't blame me for it. But super excited, new special coming out. And first, can I just talk about your hair? When's the last time you got a haircut?
It's been so I'm growing it for a role. I want to be clear. So it is that awkward, shitty phase between where you want to look like Johnny Depp, but you just look like a 90s hero at some point. So I'm in that phase right now.
Yeah, but to be clear, this is by choice. So
this is by producer's choice.
Producer's choice. I'm just kidding. It looks great. So tell me a little bit about this special. You have been probably working the most in terms of like doing lives from home, doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
How did this one come up?
Zero intention to do another special. I had absolutely no plans. And that's why, the only reason the special is coming out is because it's to raise money. It's a charity special. Right. Because I'm trying to support these sports charities. What happened was, strangely enough, I was doing lockdown shows to raise money for charity. So every night we'd sell about 200 to 300 tickets and we'd give away like 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh to different charities. And we pick a different charity every night. And we did 30 shows. And because Zoom is awkward and it's delayed and I was super cranky as well, I'd just get on and I'd started doing crowd work and I'd say, hey, what's the first thing you want to do when the world reopens? Yell it out. Don't think, just yell it out. And I kind of underestimated how vulnerable people were in early March. So suddenly I started getting these very real answers. And I was like, oh crap, this is a real conversation that's happening. And then somehow people started tuning in from everywhere in the world, talking about their dreams. And I had a revelation, I think, end of April, early May, where I was like, this might be the only time in my career where the entire world is going through the exact same thing at the exact same time. This will never happen again. So I have to capture this at some level. And it turned into this special. So it's just people talking about their dreams from everywhere in the world and what they want to do. And we're going to try and raise money with it.
I think it's amazing. I want you to describe this show in 6 words.
Common ground with funny dreams is the best way. Is that 5 words? I'm sorry. Common ground with funny dreams, Veer, is is the way I can describe it. Yeah.
And it's such a great question that you ask people, and like you said, you got pretty intense answers. What was yours? What would you say is yours?
So there's a kid on this special that broke my heart. Because the question is, what's the first thing you want to do once the lockdown lifts? And I started out where he was like, I want to have ice cream. And he's in this small town in Karnataka. And I got to talking to him and he said, the reason I want to have ice cream is I'm depressed because I'm an engineer who's gotten a 90% scholarship to an engineering college in the States. I just can't get a visa interview and I can't get a flight. So I can't go to the college that has given me a 90% scholarship. And I don't know if they'll extend my admission by a year. Yeah. So the first thing I did was when the lockdown opened, I sent him ice cream. That's the first thing we did. But I gotta tell you, like I've seen some stuff on this special. It's 65 stories from all over the world. It'll break your heart as much as it makes you laugh.
How do you do that? So how do you add, infuse that? That's the special art comedians have. How do you infuse something so heart-wrenching with the right amount of comedy that, it's not too soon to make those jokes?
I don't know. You kind of need minutiae as much as you need big shit as well. Like there's a dad who's been stuck in Singapore and hasn't seen his daughters in 6 months. But there's also on this special, there's a couple who came from Canada and got engaged to be together for the rest of their lives. And then they split up for one day, just go pick up shit from different cities, and the pandemic happened. And they haven't gotten to consummate the marriage yet, right? So they got married and split up the next day. So that's hilarious in some level. The world fucked, no, the world properly fucked right now. And that's funny. And what I try to do is I put myself out there in this special quite a bit, and what I'm going through in this special. So at least I'm in the group, I'm with you all.
And honestly, probably as married people, I can say that's probably the best thing to happen to their relationship. A little distance. We're probably
we are officially done with each other's shit. You know what I mean? Like we have a new appreciation for each other. But my wife is like, if you don't take a walk right now, I will maim and or amputate you. So go take a walk outside.
Just that. And the other thing I've always, wanted to ask, because as a comedian, it's really about the audience interaction. It's about having real-time response, and we all know how amazing the lag is when it comes to online shows. What is the best and worst thing about doing virtual shows?
The best thing is it opened up my mind as an artist to not take my audience for granted anymore, and I'll explain why. Usually when you come and see me in a theater or in a stadium, you're this dark mass of people that are not lit, and I'm in the lights. I'm in the spotlight. Yeah. Now it's pretty democratic because we're both just boxes on Zoom, that are equally lit. So for the first time, I can look into their house and I can see their life, right? Their mom, their dad, their couch, the poster on the wall, the books that they read. And I was describing this to the audience the other day. I was like, I've been performing for you for over a decade, but it's like we just met for the first time because I can see you in your life. Which is, I think, the best part of that. It's changed me as an artist permanently. The worst part is, I miss the adrenaline and I miss the intimacy of a comedy club. I miss that. Yeah.
But I guess that's so true. You're finally seeing who your audience is. Is that part of the reason you made it available to everyone? That's quite a challenge.
It's a huge challenge. It's an experiment, but nothing to lose. I've had 3 specials. There was no intention to do another one, anytime soon. So I kind of went to Netflix and I was like, hey, let's do this. And there's a lot of people who are not subscribers to any platform, but who have $30 to spare. 30 rupees is not a lot of money to spend on a charity show. So let's open it up. Let's not alienate anybody. And Netflix gave me the go-ahead to do it because I'm their guy and that's the home for all of my stand-up, and they said, we'll support you and go ahead and do it. So it's an experiment. I don't know what's going to happen. If early signs are to be believed and pre-registrations are to be believed, then we're going to do really well. We're going to help a bunch of people. So
I really like what you said. I saw the trailer also where you're like, well, if you want to complain that I didn't get my money's worth, and just think about, that $1 that you spent on it. Especially when you're online, we live in this world, right? I literally started a campaign called Ignore No More Online because of this, because people are so quick to attack and the things you would never say to somebody's face. Yeah. So how do you deal with that? You'll have that one heckler in a real live audience, but here you get hundreds of comments, thousands of comments. So how do you deal with that? Do you respond? Do you ignore? What do you do?
I'm at the point where, I'm 13 years in and I kind of know who I am a little bit. And if I'm going to take the freedom to make a joke about anybody, and I do, without ever censoring myself, in all fairness, I have to give that freedom to other people as well, to respond to my material. I draw the line at threatening. So, threatening and trolling are 2 very, very different things. If you're being threatened, all the cops, authorities, do that thing. But if you're a troll, I could give 0 fucks about what you think about me at this point. You're just feeding the monster. You're just giving me more comedy if you troll me.
That's true. But as a comedian, is there anything that you don't joke about? I think you mentioned something in the past, but I don't know if that's still true.
Yeah. I think so. And also, the more and more I do this, I realize that, the line changes every year. The audience kind of pushes the line into different arenas. So I'll do the joke and you let me know pretty quickly if it's beyond the line or where it stands, and then I'll either do it or not do it anymore. So I'm learning to trust my audience a little bit. Well, I'll try it once. I'll make sure it's not a huge gathering. I'll make sure that it's like a smaller group, and you let me know pretty quick.
So let me ask you this: is there a joke that you regret?
Malini, I regret every joke, every special, everything. Like, I can't watch shit that I did 5 months ago. So I'll watch like Veerdas for India on Netflix and I'll be like, oh, that should have been better. That should have been a better punchline.
I really liked your traveling show. I told you about this too.
Yeah,
So much fun. That was really fun. And is there something that you sort of did as a throwaway joke and it really landed well and you were really surprised that that's what resonated?
I think two things in recent, like on the first special, I just wrote this line called "Once you go brown, the other colors let you down," and it was cheesy, right? It's not there's nothing cerebral about it. It's this, and it became like Tinder profiles, and it became just there were T-shirts, and it was strange. And then on the last special, I'd gone into politics and religion and culture and sociology, and I'd done one joke about Parle G. Right, and one joke about Old Monk, and then suddenly there were thousands of people sending me pictures with like Parle G, and I was like, I think I just endorsed Parle G. Like I think I'm I'm the brand ambassador this week, and I never intended for that.
Well, with the brown one, you could just hit up Glow and Lovely. I know they're looking for a little.
Yeah, Glow and Lovely. It's a wonderful progressive.
Once you go brown.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. And they always say that, anything you say to a comedian is fair game for content for later. So do you find like family and friends a little like, oh God, I shouldn't have said that in front of you?
I think most of them are okay. Shivani will, my wife will, we'll have an argument or a discussion, and if I'm quiet for more than like 30 seconds, she'll go, oh, this is going in the fucking show, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah, it absolutely is. So that's that. But we're okay by now. We understand.
It's understanding. And so did you watch this show called Indian Matchmaking, by the way?
Of course, Sima Aunty is best.
So I want to know, how would you explain what you do to Sima Aunty for her to feel like this is a good catch?
Oh, what I would say to Sima Aunty so that I would be a good catch?
Yeah.
Talks nonsense, has money. That's basically it.
Very adjusting. Very nice, great personality. that's
talks nonsense but has money. That's it.
Yeah, that's good enough. Pretty much. Yeah.
They should rename Indian Matchmaking to just skeletons in our closet.
The other thing a lot of people often ask, is that you seem so spontaneous on stage. It seems like you're almost coming up with the joke as you go, but comedy is scripted, well rehearsed. So do you think people can perfect the art of being funny with enough practice?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a canvas, and that canvas comes from kind of rejection or a different worldview or just being, the strange person in the corner. But what you paint on that canvas can get better and better with practice and with time, for sure. Comedy, you have to keep doing it. I should clarify for people watching this that this show is completely unscripted. Like, it's zero scripting. So it's kind of loose and kind of vulgar and kind of edgy in that sense, because I just asked a question, whatever people said, I had to respond to whatever they said, right? So there's no planning or finesse in this show.
It's so crazy. It's a whole new world, right? You never would have thought, maybe even a couple of months ago, that you would do a whole special based on, Zoom conversations. And so did you keep the chat box open, or were people sending you like little things?
No. What we did was, we'd sell like 250, 300 tickets. We'd unmute 40, 50 people, maximum, just so I could hear laughter and see some faces. And then I'd talk to them. But I've seen some shit on these shows, and it's in the special. Like, I've heard flushes. I've seen like couples cuddling. I've seen like ball scratching, boob cupping. Like, I've seen like guy watching the show, mom comes and catches him and says, get off Zoom. We had like one girl watching me, her roommate passed by just going, oh fuck, I hate that guy. And moves on. Like, I've seen a bunch of just real stuff.
That should be in the trailer. That's amazing. Why did you call it Inside Out?
Just because it's a tiny room in Mumbai trying to reach out to the world. And that's really what happened.
And were there any like language barrier situations at all?
Yeah. A lot of the people, I mean, I kind of came out of it with a little swag, just going, I didn't know I had this international fan base. That's kind of nice to know,
Yeah.
Like, and just the resentment on people's faces. Like, I had a lady who was in a Spanish village, and Spain had just reopened their lockdown, and she was like, yeah, it's great, we're drinking Prosecco, and she was on a balcony and people could see, it looked like Amelie, you know what I mean? This thing. And there are just 200 lockdown Indians going, fuck this lady, I'm so angry right now.
Yeah.
It's fun, it's a trip.
So what do you think is the weirdest thing someone said they wanted to do? Or most unexpected?
There's a lady in the show who just wants to cough on people without getting judged again. And she was like, I just want to cough freely without getting judged.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you do? And she's like, I work for an airline. And I was like, that may not happen in your life anytime soon.
Yeah.
There's that. And then there was just a pothead who hadn't gotten high in 2 months because he's living with his parents. And he's like, bro, I fucking hate these parents and I want to get high right now. And he can't score because he's in a small town in the south. So stuff like that.
Do you think we're ever going to go back to normal? They're saying, okay, vaccine comes, all of that. Do you think we're going to look back and be, wow, kya zamana tha?
I was talking to somebody and they were like, will you do, you have to wait till the third version of the vaccine because that's the, they'll eliminate the bugs. And I was like, मैं first day, first show, first vaccine लेगा. पहला injection मैं लेगा.
Oh.
And if I lose arm, I'll hold the mic in the other arm and fucking get back on stage that week itself.
Yeah. I feel like I'm pretty sure I've already had it and gotten past it. Like I'm one of those people who's convinced.
Malini, that's bullshit. That's what all of us are saying to each other just to console each other.
I've had it. I'm fine.
Yeah, I have antibodies.
I have antibodies.
Yeah.
Well, awesome, Veer. I'm so excited for you. Thanks for making great content, keeping people entertained from all over the world. A message to everyone to watch the show, what they should look out for, and something about rotis.
All right, so this show is going to help 4 groups of people. It's going to help children. It's going to help Cry is going to help children do pandemic education. Doctors for You is going to do PPE kits for frontline workers. Voice of Stray Dogs is feeding dogs. Help Age India is doing survival kits for the elderly. So if you like kids but you hate dogs or you hate old people and you like doctors, figure it out. You get to choose where your money goes. It comes out on the 21st on veerdas.in, virdas.in. 3 clicks. Get on my website, hit watch now, choose your charity, choose your money, and you're taken straight to the special. Simple enough.
That's amazing. Thank you, Veer. So excited to watch it and keep up the amazing work. And I want to see more pictures of this haircut as it progresses.
As it progresses, yeah. All right, cool. See you, Miles. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.